Well, hey, good morning. My name is Jared, and I host a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics every morning, 8 a.m., live on YouTube and TikTok. And I have to talk about it because it happened. So, trigger warning, suicide. Listen, one of the things that I have regularly had to iterate to other people in my life after they have gotten to know me is that I'm not the kind of person to give up. I'm going to be here every day, no matter what happens. Okay. And it's as a result of a community of people that has come together. We've got a Discord. We have a daily show on YouTube that is the content and conversations driven by the audience. I'm posting news stories, links to news stories using reputable sources like AP News, Reuters, BBC, Kiev Independent, stuff like that, trying to keep people up on what's really going on in the world while having a perspective about what's going on in the world. And I just wanted to point out that Mike Johnson was happy this morning passing a bill out of committee to out of the House, going to the Senate. This big, I'm not even calling it this piece of shit bullshit spending bill, okay, that threatens to cripple Medicaid and Medicare. And I was talking about this morning on my show about how it's not just about the healthcare workers it's gonna increase the stress on healthcare workers. It's gonna close down small to medium medical facilities up to and including nursing homes. Okay, a lot of you need to get really familiar with filial law, because your family members, distant family members that you may not have contact with, they're going to come around when those social safety nets fail them. SNAP, which is food stamps, Medicare, and Medicaid are on the chopping block. It's time to download the 5Calls app and call your senators and tell them to oppose this bullshit spending bill that threatens to line the pockets of billionaires with the blood of the poor and the elderly. You got to make them understand this cannot pass. And like I said, I'll be here every day, 8 a.m. telling you a lot of the same sorts of messaging every day. Hey, control what you can control. 8 hours of sleep a night. Probably need to take a nap. Hey, hydrate, eat right, exercise. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. It's time to meet your neighbors. It's time to get to know your neighbors. It's time to possibly get alternative sources of power, heat, wind, water, whatever. It's probably wise to get a generator, solar panels, grow a garden, find out what your neighbor's good at, and then figure out what you're good at growing and grow that and share. Learn to share and communicate. We got to learn to communicate, okay? But one of the things that you don't need to do, because what I had said this morning is that there are people that voted for this that are the majority of the time going to be subjected to punishment first, because Donald Trump, one of the highlights of Donald Trump is turning his back on his labor, on the people that got him there. And understand the majority of people that have Medicare, Medicaid, and SNAP are the kinds of people that voted for Donald Trump. So he is turning around, pulling the ladder up behind him, kicking all these poor people that got him onto that ship off as he flies away. And don't forget Elon Musk. Lost in all of this will be Elon Musk as he crawls back to Tesla after it all but loses its value, right? Don't forget that he helped orchestrate this. You want to blame Trump? Hey, Russell Vought, Vladimir Putin. This is what anyone who wants to plot and plan against the U.S. wants. This is not what Americans want. It's not what I want. And understand, as I've said before, when it comes down to Medicare, Medicaid, and SNAP, these aren't programs I participate in. I'm not talking about me. So think about that moving forward. Every day I'll be here. I'll be here with you through this. But there are people out there that would rather off themselves than admit that they were part of the problem. Remember, as I've said before, I've said many times, I'm anti-capitalist, but in order to become anti-capitalist, you have to understand for what reason am I opposed to private equity, right? And the primary reason is because it's bigoted at its core. It's only benefiting rich white men. It doesn't benefit women or people of color. And so capitalism is inherently racist. It is inherently sexist. Bigoted is the main reason that capitalism cannot sustain an economy of immigrants. Because capitalism would pit itself against its own to make a buck. Because they can always prey on the most ignorant among us to be racist and sexist. And that's coming from Russia. That's straight up Russian propaganda. Racism is the key to the West. That's Russia's perspective. If they can propagate, if they can make things like racism and sexism, right, an important part of the movement, it grows in power because it's like rich, violent white men. Think of the violent sounding white men, the people on TV telling you the sky's falling, but not because of climate change. It's because of liberals. It's Joe Biden. It's Hunter Biden. Right? It's anything but taking accountability. And the reason we got banned from TikTok today is because I said people would rather unalive themselves than be accountable. Dan Bongino would get on national television and look into a camera and say, Epstein killed himself. I don't even remember who the other person was. That's not important. But there was two people sitting there saying like that was a suicide. And that's how you know that wasn't fucking true. You can't beat someone up with a lie and make that the truth. And I get it. There's people out there that are Donald Trump like fans, and they believe that he believes that you can contort anything into being your reality. And I'm just telling you that you can't. And that includes that I have suicidal ideation. I don't have delusions of grandeur, and I also am not thinking about offing myself. I think that I'm doing the best that I can do every single day to be there for other people that don't look like me, specifically people of color and women. I that's what I've dedicated my platform to, and that's what I'll continue to do. And again, this isn't to the chagrin of the white man. I am a white man, but I'm just a white man that's cognizant. If I don't speak out for other people, who will speak out for me? That was the gist of Niemöller's whole fucking thing. If I'm not constantly thinking about what is driving the world around me, capitalism, how is it driven by bigotry, by white men, and it excludes specifically people of color and women. Those are the things that you can use to help dismantle capitalism. I'm a socialist, right? I'm anti-capitalist, right? But I'm also anti-racist, anti-sexist. I am anti-bullshit, right? Anti-lame ass. As P. Diddy at one point said, anti-bitch assness, even. Remember when Diddy was cool? Fucking crazy now. He's waiting on Donald Trump to pardon him. And I just wanted you all to know, if you actually think that's going to happen, boy, do you and Diddy have something to be shocked if you think that he's going to double back for a friend ever in his life. He's notorious for not doing that. So, yeah, like I said, stop reporting me. I'll be back. We came right back, by the way. But thank you for the reminder that it is important, that, hey, I absolutely empathize if this shit makes you not want to be here anymore, but there are no better days without you. And so if you know that, stay in the fucking fight. It's that simple. And the fight's not as much of a physical one as it is a mental one, and it's exhausting, right? But as long as you're cognizant of that, that's one of the reasons I love sport, because watching sports, it gives me an escapism. Playing video games gives me escapism. Music, movies, they give me the ability to escape this. Now, I think too much of it, you become delusional. And again, this is over 10 minutes, which is not what I wanted to do. But I wanted to put this out, okay? I may be fucking sad, but I'm driven. I'm driven by the fact that my battle buddy while I was on active duty was fucking murdered, and he's labeled a suicide and got another than honorable. And I want to be such a great coach. Like, think Steve Kerr or Greg Popovich, where you win and you say, hey, you know, my whole mission is I want my battle buddies dishonorable changed into an honorable discharge. That's what drives me every day. I'm purely driven, right? I'm not driven by some delusion of grandeur, some narcissistic bullshit. I just want to be here for other people because I know it's not about me. I'm going to be here. So that's the gist of this. Have a good rest of your day.